Ben, Michael Gove says it's safe to go to Greece. Would you be heading to Greece now?
I think there's a balancing act to take at the moment. I think that you need to look exactly where you're going and what your plans are. The last thing that anybody wants to be doing is putting extra strain on the emergency services there. The other thing that is difficult to predict, and this was what caught holiday companies out last weekend, is where next and what next. What happens next in terms of evacuations? Even last night, customers with TUI, the UK's second biggest holiday company, were being sent warnings and telling them that they were being either evacuated from their hotels or moved from evacuation centres to refuges further away. So it is a balancing act at the moment.
And what is the situation in terms of getting a refund or rebooking if you are there, but also if you are due to go somewhere where there is wildfires? What are your rights in terms of whether or not you have to go?
Well, fundamentally, the whole thing falls into two camps. The first being those people that are booked on package holidays. There's a misconception that package holiday means sort of stack 'em high holiday apartments. It doesn't. It simply means two elements booked at the same time. Most commonly, that would be a flight and a hotel. It could also be car hire. If you are booked on one of those packages, you will have been given an ATOL certificate, which means that your rights are greatly enhanced under the package travel regulations. You can say to your provider that the holiday they are delivering has materially changed and that you do not want to go on it if that is the case. Because, as Michael Gove said, the government haven't changed the travel advice for passengers who've booked their own DIY holidays, the situation is a little bit harder. However, most airlines are being very flexible, particularly if you're flying into roads at the moment. Then I would recommend getting on the phone to your hotel, seeing what the situation is there and seeing if they would be willing to defer your booking.
So when you talk about package holidays, people think sort of Thomas Cook, you go online and book the whole thing together. But if you book your flight with EasyJet, for example, and you add in a car hire or even a hotel, that counts as a package?
That would count as a package holiday. That would fall under EasyJet Holidays ATOL licence. You would have been sent the certificate. So yes, there is a huge misconception that package holidays means kids clubs, entertainment.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It can simply be, for example, British Airways, they'll sell hotels and airfare tickets together. Those two constitute a package holiday, and you do have far greater consumer protections. What I will say, though, is that getting through to tour operators at the moment is proving extremely difficult for people. Understandably, their lines are at the best of times busy. They're under extreme strain at the moment. So if you are due to travel in the next few days, I would get in touch with your tour operator. If you're thinking about the week, next Saturday, not this one coming, for the moment, I would hold off because simply they're going to tell you it's too early to know what's happening.
And just funny, when I've heard people talking about this over the past couple of days, I think it was somebody from one of the tour operators saying they had lots of capacity for other places, and actually, if they could, they would move. Is that? I mean, I was just quite surprised by that. You know, it's the summer season. You think everywhere's booked up. Is that the case?
I think that will vary dramatically, operator to operator. Certainly, earlier in the spring, speaking to the managing director of TUI in the UK, Jet2, they were largely filling up for these peak weeks. We are bang slap in the middle of the great summer getaway at the moment. I think, as I say, it really will vary. It depends ultimately what type of accommodation you're booking as well. I think at the very higher end, there will probably be more slack in the system. At the more sort of conventional end, the more mainstream tour operators, I think their capacity has been very constrained this summer.